So yesterday was like our last full day of ministry. And then today is we are going to the shops. We're going to sightsee a little bit and explore this beautiful, beautiful country a little bit. So we're going to the same market that I went to the last time I was here, which I'm excited because there were some cool things that I saw the last time that I didn't get, and I'm thinking about it. But then we've been surprised and blessed to be told that kind of like things worked out for us to go to the children's home. So I cannot wait to share with you guys about that tomorrow. But like in regards to yesterday, it was just another phenomenal day of ministry. We went to two different we went to two different rehabilitation centers. And in these rehabilitation centers, the engagement with like the people was amazing. I'm gonna like I can't insert the clip into like this video because if I do, it's gonna be like uploaded and then like it can't be uploaded because like their faces are in it and we can't like show their faces. But just know that the video is like hilarious. Like it was a sermon illustration from Pastor Jermel, and he was allowing like two people to play Jesus and Satan, and he was talking about how like in life there's like a tug and pull between like, oh, I want to be with Jesus, but like Satan still has a hold of me. And it was like the Good Samaritan woman's story of like how Jesus wanted to give her like clean living water, but she was like, can you just give me like 1 cup of water? And that water wasn't going to sustain her. And we go to Satan for like water that is not going to sustain us through whatever he kind of holds us bound with, versus like Jesus, he wants to give us like everlasting peace and all of these things, but we just choose the wrong cup to drink from. And I think that every time after he prayed, just the presence of God fell. Like it was absolutely amazing. It was amazing being able to pray over these people. It was amazing to be able to dance and sing. I love dancing. So like that part, like being able to dance and sing is definitely like one of my favorite parts because it's something that I love. So it always brings me so much joy. And then being able to pray with them and see them engage in Pastor Jermel's sermons is amazing. I said this the last time I was in Mexico, and I will say it again. I think it's beautiful how the language barrier does not cause division between what God wants to do. Pastor Jermel does not speak Spanish, and he preaches the whole sermon with a translator, and most of the team doesn't speak Spanish, and we are all like wholeheartedly praying for these people. And it's just really cool to see what God is doing in them. It's like literally we're just like hands and feet there, and it's really all God's work. So it's really cool. It was really cool seeing what he did so much in such little time. Like it would always get to the end and I was like, no, I don't want to leave yet. It's not time to go. Don't make me go yet. But then it was time to go. So that was that. But it was a great time. I would say one of the greatest things is when you walk into one of these rehabilitation centers, you feel a certain atmosphere. You feel a presence there of like, just like oppression of, like, I wouldn't say depression, but like just a heaviness of like, there's no joy. There's no one's talking, no one's laughing, no one's smiling. Versus like the end when we're done and just like there's so much joy, there's so much laughter, there's so much happiness. Like I think the girls are more like chatty and open and like fluid, and the guys in the beginning are definitely like this. But as the program goes on and after we're at the end and we're dancing at the end, everyone's smiling, everyone's talking, everyone's joyful for the most part. There's definitely some people who still, you can tell, are struggling with whatever they may be going through. But in the first rehabilitation center, there was one guy specific, and this guy, he was like very like just like heavy in the beginning, and I don't know what Julie said. I think it was Julie or someone else on her team, but she said something almost like along the lines of like, "How are you doing?" And he was like, "Nah," like so. And I looked at him and I was like, "Nah." And he was like, "Meh." But at the end, I still wanted to go up to him and ask him like, "How are you feeling?" But I don't know if that's the question that they asked. But at the end, like, this guy had a smile on his face. Like, his smile was so huge. He was so happy, so filled with joy. And that was not like his cadence in the beginning, which was really cool to see. And then I think there is like two guys specifically, one in the daytime and one in the evening ministries, that stood out to me the most. So the guy in the daytime ministry, he actually played Satan in the little skit thingy. And as I was like walking back and forth, I was praying, and his eyes were like just looking all around. He wasn't really praying, but he was looking all around. And I went to go pray with him, and I was praying for him, and he was like sitting down, so I was standing, and I felt like the desire to kind of kneel next to him as I was praying. So I knelt down and I was praying for him. And as I was praying for him, he got into the posture of prayer, and he got down from his seat and he got onto his knees and he started praying. And then I called Pastor Jamel over to pray for him. And that was that. So that was really cool, because in certain situations like that, if you pray for someone who is not praying or does not desire it, they'll just sit there. Like, there's another woman that I was praying over, and she was in the same position of like, she was just looking back and forth, like not engaged, she just was there. And I was praying over her, and as I opened my eyes after I was done praying, she was looking at me like, "Are you done touching me now?" And it's so fair. And so it was really cool to see this gentleman like turn his heart into a posture of prayer, and I just pray that the Lord will continue to do. And then the nighttime one, there was this guy, and once again I was just walking back and forth, and he was definitely like praying, like you can tell he was seeking the Lord. And I went to go pray for him, and the Lord just kept bringing to my mind, just praying for healing over him. And I was like, "Lord, whatever you want to heal this guy from, let you just do it," so on and so forth. And then when we got into the van at the end of it, there was one of the ladies on our team, and they were like, "The Lord kept bringing to my mind that he really wanted to heal some people in there. Like, he just wanted to break chains." And then Pastor Jamel shared a word that the Lord was speaking to him, that the facility was his, and that house belonged to him, and that if the house belonged to him, it was not their house, it was no one else's house, so they needed to like fully surrender to the Lord. So it was really, really cool how the Lord was just bringing all these little pieces together, from my prayers to what he was speaking to Miss Linda to what Pastor Jamel shared with the men. It was really cool. So I was day 3, now we're on to day 4, and today's gonna be a bit of a funner day, but we get to see the girls, which is gonna be phenomenal. So I'm so excited, and it's gonna be a great day.